All right, good evening, everybody. I want to use this opportunity to say a special thank you to you all that has been able to join this early. I mean, when we say 8 o'clock and we have people in at 8, and we will not want to waste our time, so we will be starting now. It's, yes, it's 8:06 already. All right, my name is Fumi, and I welcome you specially to the business of Nanny, sorry, the childcare business webinar. And today we have your host as myself, my humble self. My name is Funmilola Esuola. I know we have so different people from different region or different states on this webinar. So I would like you to leave your name in the chat box and where you are joining from. Let's get to know each other briefly. Yeah, if we can do that. I see Busayomi. I see um, Ukiria. I see, just a moment, let me try to write this. Oh, Okwade Rhoda from Lagos. Amazing. Thank you for joining. Okay. What else do we have? Busayomi from Lagos. Amazing. Oh, nice. Happy to connect with you guys in Lagos. Yes. What else do we have here? Mm, yeah, thank you, Rhoda. I'm really excited about this because this is going to be our first and first of many, and we are just what the possibilities that are actually embedded in childcare industry that so many people have access to but do not know how to, take advantage of. So I will go straight to the conversation of the day. Now, a little bit about me. Can you see my screen? Is it does it show on your end? Okay, perfect. I see. All right, so my name is Funmilola Esuola, and I have over 7 years experience training caregivers locally and internationally. What I'm trying to say is I've had nannies who worked in Nigeria and also currently works outside the country. And I've been able to train nannies and caregivers for the past 7 years. I'm a nanny coach and a family childcare advisor, and also I'm a special needs educator, a special needs coordinator. That's a SENCO. I believe everyone who has access to a child should be trained, especially during the formative years of a child. I am the co-founder of Executive Global Nanny, and I am happy to take you on this journey to unleashing the gold mine in the childcare industry. Today, I, I'll be talking about the different gold mines, and one of the gold mines we are going to touch on is the business of nanny. And at the end of today, you will understand why this is a gold mine, who should start this kind of business, who should not, and the next step for you to take if this looks like you. Firstly, I know we are, at the early part of the year. It it's still a brand new year. Times or in time past, I've been part of different webinar sessions that might have been like aspire to perspire or something. I don't know, but this is not one of those. This is to help you gain clarity, especially if you've had that notion, if you had something inside of you telling you to start a childcare business, but you do not know which one to start, or you don't have an understanding of what to do, this session is just to give you clarity on what is actually childcare business and what you can do and the possibilities that are embedded for you. Firstly, when we say childcare, what comes to your mind? Now, for the purpose of this conversation, I would like you to leave with the thought that when you hear childcare, or when someone says childcare, when you say childcare, you think business. And the most valuable businesses solve problems that never go. Now, when we say childcare, we are saying this this is a business that is not centered on trends. It will never go out of even if you say it will never go out of trend. It is a continuous um, business that is here to stay. Think childcare. Now, people are able to postpone their vacations, right? People can cancel subscriptions, especially when they need to cut down costs, personal expense, and all of that. People can delay luxury purchases, but they cannot postpone childcare, especially for families that are looking to have more children, not looking to, have a have a big family, even if it's just one child. Childcare is a necessity. It is not something you can let go if you have a child or if you have children. You There is always a need. Families always have a need for childcare. And that's why I want you to broaden your mind, open your mind to see that childcare is not a job, right? Especially if you're a teacher, or if you've worked as a nanny before, or if you are a mom, you've always thought of childcare. It is not a single job. Childcare is an industry. And when we're talking about industry, we're talking about multiple business models, multiple income streams, and multiple gold mines. And that's what we are talking about today. At the end of today, if there is one thing I want you to remember, or one thing I want you to hold on to, is that childcare is not a single job. It is an industry that has lots, multiple gold mines, multiple income streams that you can leverage on. Executive Global Nanny created a childcare business series to touch on the different gold mines in the childcare industry. And that's because from experience, we've observed that families have different needs at different stages of their life, or depending on the dynamics of their family. And due to this needs, different aspects or different sections in childcare can solve those needs. So, under the Executive Global Learning Childcare Business Series, we have touching on this, as these are the gold mines you might have been familiar with, or you might have been doing already, or you don't even have an idea about. So, one of the pathway under the series is the nanny agency. Families want structured childcare or in-home childcare for themselves, and a lot of time they reach out to agencies that are able to get them professional or reliable childcare givers, and that is where a nanny agency business comes in. What does a nanny agency do? A nanny agency is a structured agency built to assist families hire professional and reliable caregivers. Now, this is not a job that whoever manages this does. What a nanny agency does is to provide a system of trust, a system of safety, because that is what families are looking to pay for. That is a gold mine. Another gold mine that you want to expose yourself or understand is the after school care. A lot of time, the after school care and the daycare center is often merged together. But in the course of this series, we are separating them, and that's because each can be a standalone. What does after school care mean? I mean, just like the name, after school. When your children within a certain age bracket, when they go to school and close at school, most of their primary caregivers, which is their parents, are not available during the time of school closure. So you find extra lessons for their children until the time they know or they will be able to pick the children up. While some are not even able to, do that for their children because sometimes it gets really overwhelming. This is where an after school care center can solve the problem of those kinds of families. What does an after school care mean? So they provide a supervised environment that operates after regular school hours, usually between 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Now, you can have a business that is just within this time frame. The daycare or preschool center is one of the most popular. I mean, you must have heard it so many times, or you must have had access to it easy, right? Now, the daycare center is a place where little kids, as little as 3 months, depending on the structure of the center, they are able to provide a safe, friendly spot where they can play, nap, eat, and provide care until the parents or the family is able to pick the child or pick the children. These are three pathways that we've spoken about. Now, we have two more that I would like to know if you've heard about it before or if you're familiar with it or not. We have the homeschooler program. This program is designed to raise homeschool teachers and position them for families who need homeschooling services for their children. Now, if you have heard about this business before, I would like you to put it in the chat box. I would like to know if you know about it already or if this is the first time you're hearing about it. And that's because this is still very brand new and very childcare is still untapped, especially in Nigeria. And I can say that because a lot of people go see the popular one, especially daycare. I know when we filled the form, we got some feedbacks from the early registrations, and I think the higher percentage of what we got was for daycare. And that is also one of the essence of this webinar, to expose you to other things that are really not highly saturated yet, but they are gold mines. This homeschooling program was thought about to be part of this series because we've had requests from Executive Global Nanny from families who wants to homeschool their children and they do not have the time to do that. Now, homeschooling has been in existence, since forever, but it became more popular post-COVID. And a lot of families are able to homeschool their children by themselves. So the mom takes on the responsibility most of the time. But we still have moms, especially from requests that we've received, that want that experience for their child or for their children, but they do not have that capacity or they still want to pursue their career. So do we really have agencies or organizations that are able to provide these services on a consistent basis? Trust me, the first client that I worked on this opened my mind to see the possibilities in this service. That is a gold mine. Now, the fifth gold mine we have on data series mentor program. We have program, especially for those in Lagos. I'm sure you must have been familiar with some special needs centers that exist. But how many of those centers are really structured, or how many more centers can we have? They are the popular ones. I can mention quite a few that I know. But we still need more people to, take on this business, own it and drive it. I am an advocate of inclusiveness. And this owning a special needs center is not to take away that. But there is a gap and there is a need. And why is that? Because especially when there is an early intervention for children diagnosed with a special need, These centers are able to provide the intervention on time to help that child meet up either with their milestones or, to an extent, be better. And that's the essence of having a special needs center um, businesses. But a lot of people don't even know. Do you even know what it takes to have one? Do you know what it takes to build one? This is what we have under the Childcare Business Series by Executive Global Nanny. Let me check just a moment the chat box to see what we have. Do we have any? Okay. I would like to know which of this has resonated with you or are you familiar with? I'd like to hear from you. We have new people joining. I hope you've not missed too much. So, what we've been talking about for the past 15 minutes is the different gold mines in the series, the chapter. Know which of this out of the five you're familiar with. Please put a comment. Let's see. The first three. Okay. Oh, so you know about the homeschooling business. Amazing. Oh, nice. Any other person? Gemstone. First three only. Amazing. Yeah. Hi, I'm Jennifer. I know homeschooling. Amazing. Okay. I like that. Now, the special needs. Perfect. I like that. I'm glad that we all are aware of this already. Now, let's get into how do we really do this? Because it's not just enough to know things. It's what business are you doing? How many of these businesses actually exist already? How many people are taking advantage of this yet? Right? So let me go back to the slide. First three and five. Yeah, perfect. So nice. I like this. I like the the people here. Thank you. I'm glad we are all aware. Perfect. Now, today we are going to be talking about one. And I don't know what level you are, but today I have three categories of women that I want to talk about. So, many women reach a point where they know one thing is clear. Something just has to change. What business do they start? I mean, from what I've seen in the chat box, a lot of us know about these things already. But how do you do these things? Right? A woman is at a woman at the crossroad that is confused on what to do. This woman is not lazy. She's not unskilled. In fact, she has done so many courses, she has taken so many classes. She's not even afraid to work, but she's just tired of guessing. I mean, she even has a knowledge of most of all these different pathways that we mentioned. One thing she knows that she wants, or anything that she's ready to do, she knows she wants more income. She wants more control, especially over time, and she wants more stability. A lot of people might have even told her that, start a daycare business or do something online or start an homeschooling business. Just find what you love, especially when you tell people, I'm passionate about children. Trust me, passion doesn't just pay the bills. No one is showing her how to do it, or no one has actually explained what works. She's taken a lot of courses. She's taken done in the online thing. Especially when I observe some moms online, I see them take, especially the most popular one currently, virtual assistant work, and they say from the comfort of your home you can make money. I mean, that is beautiful, but sometimes you just want more. This doesn't connect with you. All right, that is one category. Another woman sees the problem. Remember, in this conversation today, we're talking about the business of nanny, and we're trying to lay the foundation. This woman has access to everything she literally needs, but she doesn't know. People are already coming to her and telling her, they need nannies. People are telling her, oh, my nanny just left. You know, she's looking at the problem. She's having the problem stare at her or ring in her ears like every other day. But she just doesn't know what to do. She knows the demand is there, families are desperate, nannies are inconsistent, there's a trust issue. But what does she do? She's sitting on a gold mine, but she's just there and just listening. In fact, I'm sure between November, December till date, conversations online as regards nannies, childcare has been, oh, these people are not reliable. Some of you must have seen that or even taken part in some of those conversations. But have you ever thought of honing something or solving that problem? When I started the conversation today, I said, whenever you think childcare, think business. Now, there is a third category of woman. She might be here or she might not be here. This woman already does, refers people for free. And I'll tell you a story of a lady who once reached out to us to register as a nanny. And while I was trying to, have a pre-interview with her, I realized that what she wants is not to work as a nanny. She has a salon. She already refers people literally for free because she has clients, at the top location in Lagos. They would ask her if she has girls that are willing to work. She does the referral and they just give her like a sneak, thank you fee. And she does it just like that. I said, you don't even know what you're doing already. You're literally solving a problem, but you don't know you're sitting on a gold mine. The woman who refers for free she's doing the work. She's she's standing in as an agency, but because she doesn't have that knowledge, she doesn't know. You don't know what you don't know, right? She has no structure. She doesn't know if there's a need for contracts. She doesn't know if this can bring more income for her. She doesn't even know if she could scale. Remember, she just owns a salon and this comes already easy for her. These three women are not different, right? These three people are not different. They are only starting at different points on the same path. The opportunity already exists. I mean, for most of you, you even think when you think of nannies, some of you already think nannies are just house girls, maids. Remember, what we're talking about here is a childcare business. I'm not talking about maids. I'm talking about childcare givers. I think it starts from there as well. The mindset. All right. So the opportunity already exists. The gold mine is real, but what is missing is structure. You don't have the template. You don't even know what exists, or you don't know. She doesn't know, or these women don't know. All right. So structure is what turns referrals into revenue and problems into businesses. People are already talking about the business. A lot of people don't know what they're complaining about is actually a business, a solution. When you're going into a business and you're providing a solution to someone's problem, you will make money. Think about all the most lucrative businesses you've seen today. They are providing a solution. People want to connect with their families abroad. People want to connect with their families that are not in their location. Technology. It is so when you understand this, you're able to get the right structure, you're able to get clarity, and that is where the gold mine starts. So, a nanny agency is a gold mine. I want you to understand this. I have been in the nanny industry for over 7 years, and I can tell you categorically that this is a gold mine. A lot of people are sleeping on. And one of the things I think causes this is because people have not really embraced the nanny profession as a professional profession, or people are not seeing childcare as an industry, they still see it as a job. So if you say, I'm taking care of somebody's child, it's just a job. But remember, when we were laying this foundation, we talked about 5 different series, all talking about child care, caring for children. So think beyond the word or what you're already used to. Think bigger and see the different pathways that you can leverage or that you can hone. So this nanny agency business is a gold mine. You're providing placement service. It's service based. You're structured intermediary. There is a professional system that exists that positions you well, and that is where the value lives. I like to tell people, when you're doing good work, it is always value first. See, when you give good value, people will pay you premium, even much more than you've ever thought of earning. They'll pay you for it because they can see value in the service that you're giving. The nanny agency business is not about caregiving, it's about organizing trust. You're setting standards, you're protecting value, and this is gold mine. You need to understand that. You see this trust issue, the standards, because the industry is still very unregulated, giving value or protecting value, those words are your unique selling point, or those are the things that you build on that gives you a strong stand when you talk about owning your own ad agency. Now, one of the reasons why this, you may wonder, nanny business. This is, I know when I started, I worked with an agency before starting my agency, and I remember back then my aunt that I lived with. There was a way she always talked to me then. She like, "You're doing nanny work, nanny this nanny thing." Well, I get it, but here I am today talking to people on the possibilities that exist, in the industry. If you are still thinking about, nanny jobs or nanny in that light, I hope this conversation today helps to change your perspective about this, because you're sleeping on a gold mine. That is it, right? So the nanny agency is a gold mine because demand never disappears. When we say demand never disappears, every year, let's reason together. Every year, why do you have people complaining online of their nannies not coming back? So those nannies that never come back, right? The families, some of them get stranded, some of them have to hire. The demand is always, I can bet you, this is not, I mean, for those in Lagos, I'm sure you must have interacted with people once or twice that talk about this. If you're even in a salon, you hear people talk about their nannies. If you're even though sometimes they call them maids and all of that, but that's a conversation for another day. But I can tell, and that is why it's a gold. You will always have clients. Families pay for trust. One of the main pain points of families whenever they want to hire is hiring someone they can trust. Structure will always create income. Once you have the right structure in place, families will trust you well enough to pay you for it. One payment or one placement can pay repeatedly. You know what? You need to get into it to really understand that. But yeah, this business is really not for everybody. I mean, I'm not trying to get you to do it. Even though, yes, I want you to see it, but you need to be able to own it, or you need to be able to see yourself in it to be able to run it. This business is for people who value structure, who, the professionalism and ownership. Now, when we say professionalism, and this is because, like I said earlier, a lot of people are not seeing this as a gold mine, because the way we still embrace nanny is still like the era of the Omodo kind of system, the kind of maid mentality. And that is why when we say the word child care, we are very intentional. When we use the word nanny, we are very intentional. We do not call our nannies maid. When clients reach out and they say, "Oh, I want to hire a maid," we ask them, "Do you need someone to care for your child, or you need someone to clean your home?" Those are two different responsibilities. And that's why for people who think solution, you're solution driven. You're not joining the conversation of, "Oh, there is a problem." You're ready to get into the conversation of, "Oh, yes, there's a problem, but I'm going to be the solution." This business fits you. Because, like I said earlier, the industry is still unregulated. Not the childcare industry, the nanny industry. See, they are less. So if you're thinking professionalism and you think you have what it takes, to contribute to professionalizing the nanny industry, especially starting with Nigeria, this business fits you. If you can communicate and organize people, you already have what it takes. I will tell you for free. One of the main skill you need to start this business is a problem solving skill. That's all you need. As long as you have that tenacity to solve problems, you can do this. Now, this business is not for you if you want a get rich quick scheme. Will you make money? Yes, you will make money. But is that the reason you want to do this? You get frustrated easily if that's your mindset. Everybody goes into business to make money. So I will not say I will not try to downplay that interest. But you need to know that you are going to be building. So this is for people who want to build. This is not for people who just want something very quick. If you want to avoid responsibility, you don't like taking responsibility or being responsible for some things, you might not want to thrive or you might not want to opt for this business, right? The childcare business or this nanny industry business rewards leadership because the way the structure is in Nigeria is still very messy. We need bold people. When I say bold, brave professionals to speak, both even for clients and also for nannies. That is who this business is for. Why do most nanny agencies fail? Most nanny agencies fail because of no structure, no standards, no contracts, and no systems. Now, I've worked behind the scenes, and I can tell you, you need the right structure, you need the right standards. See, because we still have so many things that are not, the system in Nigeria still puts us, backward. Some people will come to you and they will give you 1,001 reason why they should be paying their nanny X amount of money. But if you have the right structure in place, you have an understanding of the standards, your agency will thrive. I'm going to tell us a story shortly, but let me establish this first. One of the reasons why you can start an agency business is that you have low startup cost. It is one of the highest demand in the childcare market. And that's because most families want, bespoke care. They want something for themselves. So you have a lot hiring nannies to work in their home. Some people opt for leave out depending on how their family dynamics work. But it is one of the highest demand in Nigeria. It is quick to launch. Once you get the start, your structure right, you can start quickly. You can start from your home. You really don't need a luxury office to build. I will tell you, we currently operate virtually. That's Executive Global Nanny. We have a registered office, but we operate virtually. And how are we able to build trust, not just from the nannies, but also from the clients? We will get to that. But you can start from home. I'm going to tell you that for free. All right. The industry is still very unregulated, and that is why we need more people to get into the system. If you get in now, you have more leverage, you have more visibility, you are heard, you are seen, right? Most families, like I mentioned earlier, and that is what, if you're thinking why, this is why. All right. Now, for some of you are wondering, who is this girl that has just been talking? Like, ooh. Okay, I told you I was going to tell you a story earlier. Now, a few years ago, I think 2019, it was post COVID, pre COVID, before COVID, yeah, or 2018. There was an organization in Nigeria, very big organization. I'm not going to mention the sector, but yeah, think big, big, right? And they saw the possibilities or they saw the need. They saw the problems. And what they did was they reached out to top nanny agencies in Nigeria and had an agreement with them. This organization has access to data. When you say data, think big data. That is, when it comes to getting clients, it was easy for them. So, and they know there is a need for this, for this in the country. The agreements they had with the top nanny agency was for them to provide the nannies, they provide the clients, and they agreed on a fee. Somehow it wasn't up to, I was part of the team, especially for the agency that I worked with back then. And when we started that arrangement for, let's say, 6 months, or not up to 6 months, everything, just went apart. What happened? This organization started poaching the nannies to come work for them directly without going through the agency anymore. So that was one of the things that happened with other agencies as well. But nobody really reached out to each other to talk about what happened or what didn't work. I guess, we are all, most people act like they're competing. Now, fast forward to, I think, 3 years or 4 years down the line, the agency that was set up by that organization went, crashed. And I was curious to know, why did the agency fail? One of the things that struck me is they saw the problem. They know there is a need. They even have the market, but they don't understand the industry. I'm not telling you a theoretical story. I'm telling you something that happened here. In fact, it's in Lagos. But just to save, the brands and all of that, I'm not going to mention the names. But I'm telling you, this is not something that I heard. This was something I was part of. So starting a nanny agency business is not something that it looks easy, but you need to really get the industry knowledge. And that is what I am offering. Right? For years, I've worked behind the scene. Both from your nanny recruitment and screening, it takes a process. Your operational processes is different. Your client experience and service standards, you have to get it right. How to daily operate a nanny agency, especially if you're working virtually or you want to have a physical office, it comes with a different kind of knowledge. This is where the real work is. I've seen what happened when you get the structure right. And I've seen what happens when it is missing, not just even for you as an agency, but also for the nannies and also for the families. The difference, remember, the organization that failed, it wasn't because they didn't have money, it was because they didn't have the right knowledge. Can we please mute so we don't distract, please? We're almost done. Most women want to start childcare businesses, but what they often lack is not that they can be committed, but because they don't know what to do. They don't know how to do it. They don't know what to do first or what to do next. Now, this is the reason why we have put this training called the Business of Nanny. The Business of Nanny course is to teach you how to start your nanny agency professionally. Emphasis of nanny. Please, I want you to think childcare, not maid, because I know that has been the mindset that has placed a lot of people backward. The Business of Nannying course teaches you how to work with families confidently, how to hire and manage your nannies right, and how to protect your business legally. This is built for women who want to do things properly. Now, we have put this course together intentionally. One of the mindset behind putting this course together was because at Executive Global Nanny, we get requests outside Lagos. And trust me, we are not looking to expand intentionally. We are not looking to expand outside Lagos. And for the past 2 years, this request, when we get them, we turn them down. And it hurts because I'm like, okay, it is not just about the money making part. It is also about the deep. I can see how people see us online and they're like, are you people in this state? Are you people in Warri? Are you people in Kano? Sorry, we just, there is a need. And that was one of the things. Okay, what if we train people to own a nanny agency, especially outside, Lagos? I mean, if you're in Lagos, we are happy to also work with you. Trust me, because the industry is big. It is still not very saturated. We are currently. I am looking for at least just 5 people. 5. If you are at least in any of the states, either you're in Lagos, you're in Warri, you're in Port Harcourt, you are in Abuja, you are in Kaduna, or any of the states, and you've been thinking about childcare, and all you're just thinking about, okay, let me start this nanny agency thing. This course, trust me, is for you. And that is the reason for this webinar today. Before I get into other conversations, I would like to hear from you guys. What do you think? Do you have a question? Do you have anything you want to say? Because I know I've been talking, but I want to hear from you first. Any from all of this conversation? All right, Rhoda. I think, yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thanks for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
Okay, so this year I've started an after-school care business.
Amazing.
Though I have not got no clients yet.
Oh,
Well, my flyers are out there.
okay.
I work in a school. I head the school.
Oh,
So I'm into the school business, education business.
okay.
So I just thought of starting the after-school care. So I wanted to ask you, are there other strategies to getting clients?
All right.
So far, from my flyers, only 2% has called. But I trust God I will do. So I want to know, is there something I'm not doing right? Or is there something I need to do?
Okay.
Or are there something I need to put in place? Do you understand? If you don't in school, the school I work with, I do not own it. So it don't look like I'm trying to
Poach the
get
client.
that client. Do you understand? So I'm trying to be very careful because supposing it's my school, then I mean I have all manners. So I don't know, but I still believe that things can have changed. But I just wanted to know, are there ways or is there something I'm not pushing in place?
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Rhoda. And I really like that you already know the path that you were going for. So tomorrow we are going to be talking about the after school care. And we have Mrs. Ibironke Shemowo. She's going to be coming to talk to you about after school care. She has built an after school care for 15 years before she sold one part of her shares and exited the business. So, for someone to build an after school care to a level where she was able to sell and make profits, I mean, how many businesses they are able to build and get it to a level where you can sell it? Not everybody had built a business to a worthy level of being able to sell. So when you join tomorrow's session is going to be talking about after school care. And we actually have a course for that as well. But today's gold mine is only talking about the business of nanny. And I know that Mrs. Bironka will be in a better position to give you more clarity on what you need to do and how you can do it better. Does that answer your question, Rhoda?
Thank you.
You're most welcome. Jane.
Mom.
Okay. Ikaria wants to go first. Yeah, good evening.
I want to make this time out to appreciate you for this opportunity in a world where everything is almost paid for and you are giving us this on a platter of gold with no charges. I don't take it for granted.
You're most welcome.
As a teacher and a been in that business for long. I know what it takes. It's only God that will bless you. And most importantly, it's not easy for one to sell out their own personal ideas. We're in a world where competition is on a very high side and people, are economical with the truth, especially when it comes to with what they do and what they earn from. They wouldn't want other people to, come in. Instead, they want to monopolize the market. So I really appreciate you, ma. I don't know if you have included us that are in the daycare session. Actually, I'm a teacher by profession, and I established my daycare center with after school. It's a 2-in-1. Okay. And by May this year, we will be launching to a big one. Of course, is a problem solving kind of, like you have rightly said. But in a situation where I am, don't really see that idea. They are still carrying the mentality of a maid kind of, as in they just see it as an ordinary thing that they shouldn't pay so much. So it's difficult to pick prices, especially when you have people that are doing it and they are already saturating the market and that kind of. But of course, you know that every charges you give out is a commensurate or supposed to be commensurate with your services. And a situation where you have people who come up with it and they have brainwashed people to see it as a cheap business kind of, and so they come in to start pricing. How can you still in that atmosphere still maintain status quo on your price and your services kind of, so that you can have enrollment and still flow in the market sector? Thank you, ma.
All right, Jane. Thank you so much for your question. And yeah, so if I get you clearly, you want to know more about the daycare if we cover daycare and preschool. Is that correct? That's the first part of your question.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma.
Okay, so currently we have 2 courses that are launching this month. Now, the other Goldmine, if you joined earlier, that we mentioned was for daycare and preschool, the special needs center program, and the homeschooling program. All of those courses are scheduled for the later part of the year, which we are looking at like second quarter, downward. But we definitely have, that is why we've created a WhatsApp community to, have everyone together in one space. And once these courses are launched, we can easily, you'll be the first to, have access to it. But when it comes to the business of nanny, the fear is valid, and that's the reason why we are doing this. A lot of people see you can't change everybody at the same time, and that is why everybody cannot be your target market. Once you understand the structure and you understand how you want to position yourself, you will only attract the people that fit who you want. We exist, Executive Global Nanny. People pay us to hire nannies. And I'm not going about struggling or fighting those that are still hiring from roadside agents or that are still offering to pay their nannies 30,000 naira or 40,000 naira. Those are not my target markets. And everybody knows where they fall in. Do you understand? So what you're worried about in starting the business is, will people really pay this? There are agents that do this work. Trust me, people know what they want. We are already getting into a generation of women that are more intentional about the kinds of people that have access to their children. So it's no longer I'm bringing somebody from the village to come and care for my child. Even most of these people from the village are now even wiser. Gone are the days when people still hire, depending on the word they call it. Some will say maids or nanny. They would use that word, someone to care for their children from Cotonou. And even though I find that very, absurd, because someone there's a language barrier already.
and you still want the person to care for your child, it says a lot about you even as a family or as a mom. But I can tell you that the generation of moms that we have now are now more very, they are very intentional. They are more deliberate about who gets access to their children. And that is the reason why the need for more professional nanny agency is needed. So it's only a matter of time before those agents that you're seeing start learning how to get more professional, because the dangers are there. The fear is there. Remember, what you're building or the service you're offering is trust, is reliability, the pain points of what families are facing. That is what you're solving as a professional nanny agency brand. So once you understand the process, you understand the workings, attracting the right client will not be an issue, because there are people who are willing to pay already for it. Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Thank you very much, ma.
Awesome.
We'll be holding on to
Victoria.
what one will come out.
Okay. Victoria.
Good evening, ma. Thank you so much for this privilege.
Give myself.
Yes, ma. So, okay, I as a person, I've been shopping around, being a nanny and being a teacher. So it has been interwoven for up to like close to 10 years now.
Oh, wow.
But the demand has been because as in, I know people trust me very well with their children, their kids, and all. And I'm not getting more of people reaching out to me. I need you. I can't share my self. So now I want to like I've been having that burden since last year, but I don't know how to go about it. I've been like, okay, how will I get trusted people? Because even if I want to get people, I have to train them before I can entrust them into any family. Because being a nanny is how would I say, it's a very delicate work. And now me running an agency and now having nanny that are going to that are going to work with me, I would like to train them, because I have a person I can trust myself with a family that I can take care of the child I'm being entrusted to. But the people I'm taking in, I'm placing them to families. Can I really vouch for them? So that has been my like that has been the limitation for me since then. That, okay, how okay it's a thing to get somebody. It's a thing to for me to trust them to a family. That has been my concern, that I need to train them. How can I go about, because it has been a burden. Several families have been on my neck since last year that we need someone. But I was like, I know that you need someone, but these people need to be trained. I can't just send people out like that to families. So basically, that I want to start a nanny agency, but how to go about it. So
Perfect.
when I saw this opportunity, I had to just jump on it. That this is the answers to my prayers.
Victoria, you're proof that this was actually created for you. I mean, if you're the only convert I have today, I think I feel fulfilled. I mean, we want more people, we need more people, right? But if you are the only convert we get today, I feel fulfilled. And that's because I'm going to tell you that this course has been designed since last year. We were actually supposed to launch last year, but I had my baby, so I had to pause, put a pause on it. And after I had my baby, I mean, my coach was like, for me, you just had a baby. Sometimes you just need to give yourself some break. And I said, no, I'm not giving myself a break. Nobody will stop anyone. We will do this and make this happen. So, Victoria, thank you for that. And I think this course answers all your fears and your concerns. I'm very committed on this journey to, raising more nanny agency owner. And that's because I've been in this industry. I've seen the need. There is a lot of agencies that exist today and they work as competitors. I didn't start with that mindset, because I know the demand is beyond you. Look at you, you've been a nanny for 10 years. That's enough experience. You yourself don't even know the gold mine you're sitting on until you start. So this course, I think if you're able to sign up, you get access to the classes. almost immediately. We are offering the course for all webinar registrants for a discounted fee. I mean, even when we put a price to this, I felt like it's a steal. But if you're able to sign up within the next 48 hours, you steal this offer. And then after, Monday, we raise the price up, because looking at what you get access to contract, you get access to structure, how to, speak with clients, how to connect with nannies, even your valid fears on how do I get these nannies, how do I vouch for them, though all of those are answered in this course, right? And this steal price is 150,000 naira. I don't know where you're going to get that offer from, but I'm telling you that this is a steal price. The course was designed to help, because just one client can make you more than the course fee that you're paying for. But it's not just to get you nannies, it's not just to get your client, it's to understand the standard. And like I said earlier, when we put this course together, we were looking to train other nanny agency owners. It's easy for us to say, oh, let's look for other nanny agency that already exist. But I've looked at most people's, system. They still operate under this maid mentality. I mean, I saw a nanny agency, they were posting, this is not to downplay anyone, but they were, you take a picture of a girl and then you show her on your social media page and turn her around and say she's available. And I'm like, if I'm a banker, I mean, there's a self-worth when it comes as human beings. But why would you, place someone and make them, it felt somehow to me. But the kinds of childcare agency brands that we are looking to build are agencies that, would raise the bar in an industry that is still very, very unregulated. So Victoria, I am happy to work with you. If you're ready, you can reach out to Blessing. Please put the link on the chat box. And yes, the course fee is 150,000 naira for all webinar registrants. So if you're part of this webinar and you think you want to start your own nanny agency, this price is a steal price. Trust me, you can't get it anywhere. For most people that have started their nanny agency, getting contracts or documentations that you need to run legally, it's a steal. That's how I can put it, because looking at what we have put together and the things that you're going to gain is much more than the money. But our goal is to get more people to join, the industry. So thank you, Victoria. I mean, just with this testimonial you had, I'm happy. If you're here and you're still bored into starting your own nanny agency, please take advantage of this price or take advantage of this session. All right. Do we have any more questions? Any other person? Any other person? Wow.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening, Korea.
Good evening. This is beautiful. When my friend told me about it, I was excited about it. And as you rightly said, you rightly explained the difference between the nanny, the maid, and all that. That's a very good one. As the last speaker mentioned, my fear is just to get the right people to send to my client. And really, in the Nigerian mentality, as you mentioned, you say maid. But tonight I've gotten that a different orientation, that this is not maid, this is a nanny. But my main fear is looking at what is happening around the world, especially in Nigeria, how to get the right set of people, how to train them, how to trust them, and how they wouldn't get, I personally, into trouble. So those are the things that are my fears, and I really want to know about that. Thank you.
Okay, where is your location?
Lagos.
Lagos. What part of Lagos? Sorry.
Mainland,
Okay, mainland.
Ogudu area.
Ogojo area. Okay. So
Mm.
are you placing nannies already, or you're just looking to start?
As you rightly said, when you started, I've been indirectly, since I'm an educationist anyway, but now I try to start something for myself, so I stepped down. It wasn't too easy. So I just help people to, oh, I have this nanny in school before she stopped working. I would direct them without taking anything from them.
Okay.
Yes, that's the honest truth. That's just the honest about it. So
I think you should
now,
take this course.
so that's the issue on ground. So those are my fear. I wouldn't want to. These ones I'm sending, I've worked with them in my respective schools where I've worked or where I've heard. But now setting up mine, how do I trust them? How do I pick them? What are the criteria and standard I have to watch out for? So those are
Every
my fear.
every
Thank
of
you.
your fear has been addressed in the business of nanny course. Trust me. I'm not
Okay.
so now I'm not telling you as someone who heard about the business. I'm telling you as someone who owns a nanny agency business.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So what
Yes,
I'm
I
going
do.
to teach you is more like my trade secrets.
Okay. Okay.
Literally. Hmm? Now you
Okay. Okay,
need
I'm
to
with you.
stop referring people for free. No matter who comes to you, pause. Because if you actually have that fear, you will not refer anybody, remember. So I don't think that is a fear. What you need is an understanding on how the structure works.
Okay. Okay.
Get the structure right. The confidence to do will come to you. I'm not giving you fluff. I'm telling you real, something real. Once you get your structure right, even talking to clients and vouching for a nanny becomes something you're bold to do. Trust me, today I can speak with a nanny and get information from her, and then I'm talking to a client and vouching. Let me tell you a story. I once had a nanny register and she told me a story. And when I poached her to a client, I was telling the client, I think you should hire this girl. She will be able to work with you. But the woman kept on asking for a reference. I said, okay, no problem. This was a story from a former boss, and she's saying that if she will give the number, she's not even lying. She will give the number, she will give you everything, but she cannot see anything good about her. And I was, this is someone that just came to register with, so I was vouching for her. And I said, you know what? I'm putting my name on the line. If she works with you and you don't like her, take it on us, the agency, like take it on me. And the woman refused and said she cannot work with her because she has had experiences with bad or rude nannies. And this is the same thing that former madam is saying. And I said, okay, no problem. I took that girl and placed her with another family. This is a second year with that family. No issue. Even the client has not even increased their salary. The nanny is happy, the client is happy. It comes with knowledge. It comes with it comes with an understanding. And trust me, that is what this course has brought together. It wasn't created on a theory. What we have in the course is not theory. It is practical. It is usable. And that's why we are offering it to you as a steal price. I won't lie to you. It's a steal price. For only people in this webinar, we are offering it for 150K. Only people that join this webinar. Any other person from Monday, the prices go up. So, Ikaria, I understand your fear and I know why you have that fear. But you see, knowledge, it just allays every fear. The industry needs you, especially with your knowledge, being an educationist or working in a school. It adds up. And to think that you've already been doing it, don't kill that drive. Okay, does it make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you. I'm grateful.
Okay. So I
Thank
look
you.
forward to seeing you in class, you and Victoria. If reach out to Blessing if you have anything, if you have any concern, just reach out to Blessing. Blessing is on,
Okay.
it's on the WhatsApp group. Blessing is the admin. She's, she's going to, yeah, so you can reach out to her. But if you really have the drive to start a nanny, I mean, I'm still looking for people outside Lagos. I'm not going to lie to you. I need people, if you are from Warri, or you're from Benin, you're from Edo State, Port Harcourt, Kano, Kaduna, or you know any people in the state, please get them to know about this course because we have demands. I'm not going to lie to you. We have in Abuja, we are in Lagos, we get requests. I'm not going to lie to you. Even when we just started at Executive Global Nanny, we got requests from some, I think from Senegal, Ivory Coast. The woman was willing to hire a Nigerian nanny to come work with her in Senegal. Recently, I can show you, receipts. Recently, we have a request from a client, a potential client, even though we're still figuring out, do we want to take this or we don't want to take this, is asking for a nanny to take care of a child he had through surrogate in Ivory Coast. The demands outside Nigeria is high. Imagine, and the possibilities in the nanny industry are endless. There's still so many untapped, areas. People want bilingual nannies in Nigeria. Do we have agencies that really do that? What if you have a nanny agency outside, let's say even in Togo or that's somewhere close where they speak French, and you are able to legally bring in people to work? Do we have agencies like that? This industry is a niche in a niche that is still untapped. The possibilities, are wide. It is up to you to, take it on or let it go. These are gold mines people are sleeping on every day. Trust me, I'm not going to stress on maids, this. Because we don't have people championing the conversation or the narrative on being a professional nanny. That is the reason why this maid conversation still reigns. But it's only a matter of time because the narratives are changing. People, the Gen Zs are taking over. They know what they want. They don't want someone random to come and take care of their child. Someone that knows nothing about childcare to come and take care. Even your concerns shows that there is a need. How do I train these people? Most of the people that work with these agents are not trained. And that is your unique selling point. So the demand is there. The opportunities are there. It's only waiting for people that want to take it. All right. So do we have any more person that want to join the nanny agency course? If you're still thinking about it, I think it is valid. You can take your time and really marinate it. Which of these models work for me? Now, for tomorrow, we are going to be talking about the after school care program. Right? Today was just about seeing clarity and, and exposing you to the different gold mines and seeing childcare as an industry and not just a single job. You need to know that structure makes the difference. Structure places you on the right position. This course is for the right person. Tomorrow we are going to be looking at the after school care program. What's her name? Busayo Okwade, I think that's her name. If you're still here, this is for you for tomorrow. It's a different gold mine. It will answer your question. If you have your fears, just like Victoria and Okuria, come with you tomorrow. And Mrs. Ibiron Keshemowo, she's not going to give you fluff. These courses that we've built are from founders, not from people who think or who are assuming. These are from years of experience. That's what you're going to be learning. Mrs. Bironke, she's going to be talking to you about why after school care matters and how you can leverage. You are not late, you are not behind, you're early because now the gold mine has been discovered. Thank you so much for waiting this far, for staying this long. I really appreciate every one of you on this call. And I really hope that 2026 is that year where you have that breakthrough, not just guessing. No, there is no time for this is not guesswork. This is real. This is the real gold. You're not trying to trade on coins. You're getting the real gold. All right. If we don't have any more questions, we can call it a night. Any more question? Anything you want to say? Feel free to say it. At this point, I think this is the end of the webinar tonight. All right, thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m. If you have anyone who should know about this, please invite them, and we will be happy to meet you guys tomorrow.
Thank you very much, ma. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Thank you, ma. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you more. Thank you more.
Good night,
Bye, everyone. Good night.